Hey there, if you're watching this video, then first I want to congratulate you for being willing to open and expand your mind. And I do know who some of you are. I know that some of my sisters, the New Earth membership, are the ones who are going to buy this video because that's what we're doing in the New Earth Mama membership. We're tapping into our limitlessness. Let me just quickly get to the point here. So everything I've been talking about, how our kids aren't going to buy into this stuff. Well, I have to say there's been a major deconstruction going on in my brain and many of my other sisters' brains and brothers. It's happening to everyone at the same time. But it's sort of like you're doing something that you've always done and you're just getting this overwhelming sensation of how stupid and inane it is, and it doesn't make any sense. And more people are going to start waking up to the fact that much of what we have been taught, especially about our bodies and how we need to live our lives, has been built on lies, Going back to what I said in the blog post, when we're born, we're coming from this limitless place. We know our limitless nature. But it's when the teachers, the parents, grandparents, everyone around us, the TV, media, news, everything that is in the cultural consciousness starts telling us that we're limited. You need to be afraid, you need to be afraid, you need to be afraid. If you've seen the movie The Croods, and if you haven't, you should. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite kids' movie, The Croods. But it is all about the reason I love it is because it represents exactly what we're going through right now. And in that movie, we're taught to be afraid all the time. Never not be afraid. And that's what we're taught, that you need to be afraid. You need to protect yourself. You need to be safe. And it's bullshit. I'm not going to get into the whole conspiracy thing about it because this has been sort of an experiment. This is how it's been designed, and we've agreed to it. We've agreed to be brainwashed and forget all this stuff. It was part of the spiritual contract, whatever. We are here right now to remember our true divine nature. That's why we're here. And I don't want to go off into tangents, but if you are interested in more of this, then be a part of the New Earth Mama membership, because that is what we talk about every month. And if you have questions, I answer the questions in that too. But let me just go back to the lies we're told about our bodies, first of all. Like candy and sugar causes cavities. That's bullshit. Or it's not bullshit. It's actually, there's the placebo effect and there's the nocebo effect. You tell someone something, enough people believe it, it happens. Okay, so enough people accept the fact that, oh, sugar causes cavities. Okay, let's make sure that happens. And so, every time you're eating sugar, you're worried about your teeth, or it's ingrained in us. It's, even if we don't realize it, it's ingrained in the cultural consciousness, and it gets seeped into us. But that's something that we can reverse, okay? Sugar doesn't cause cavities. You heard it here first. You can make it your truth if you want to. And things like, if you're sick, you need to go to the doctor, or you need to take medicine. And even, and this is one that's really out there, but it's also true, that our bodies can't self-regulate temperature. If it's hot outside, then we don't wear a lot of clothes. If it's cold outside, we have to bundle up. Again, does it make sense? Does it really make sense that we are the only species in this world that has to wear protective clothing? That doesn't make sense. Nature didn't get that wrong. We've just forgotten that our bodies are able to take care of themselves. And so listen very closely, because this is the absolute truth, and this is what we are supposed to remember, and this is what we're supposed to make sure our children who are coming in do not forget. Our bodies are designed to be self-healing, self-nourishing, self-sustaining, self-rebalancing, self-correcting, self-healing, self-holing. Do you hear my dog and my kids? They're playing. Our bodies can heal themselves. They can. And I've had very personal, scary experiences with this. My second son um, has been a great teacher to me when it comes to dentists. Very good teacher. Always resisted dentists like they were the worst thing in the world. And that was a scary thing for me because I bring him to the dentist, and supposedly he has all these cavities that have to be taken care of right away, but he wouldn't even sit in the chair for them to count his teeth, let alone fill any cavities. And so it was a couple of years that we went through 4 dentists and all these things, getting a tooth pulled here and whatever else, whatever could happen. But Rowan was having none of it. He was having none of it. Last year, around March, he had an infected tooth, and it was big and swollen, and we freaked out. We're like, oh my god, we have to go get this. Oh my god, he's got an infected tooth. Because the last thing you want to do is have your child who has an infected tooth, because what's going to happen then that we're told? Oh, root canal. It's going to infect the tooth underneath it, and all this shit's going to happen, and you're a terrible parent if you don't trust his body, right? So I called the dentist. We couldn't get in for a couple of days. And when we did get in, the swelling had gone down and the infection was gone. They took x-rays, and even the dentist was baffled. They're like, okay, there was the infection. It doesn't seem like it's there anymore. We should take it out. And that was all I needed. I had this x-ray of how his tooth healed itself. And plus, I just didn't like the way we were treated there at all. At all. Any dentist or doctor, just trust them above all others. That's not going to fly. So I had unassisted home births because I know our bodies can be trusted. 3 times unassisted home birth, and I trusted, and everything was just fine there. I'm not saying that's what everyone has to do, but it's an example of how we actually don't need the outside help if we believe in ourselves enough. And my baby showed me that this is how to give birth by yourself. No doctors, no midwives. We can do this on our own. Fuck yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. As an aside, though, have birth wherever you feel the safest. I felt safest on my own. Anyway, Rowan recently had another infection on the other side just a couple of weeks ago. This time, however, instead of going into panic mode, my husband and I were on the same page this time, which was huge, no conflicting messages from parents. We just affirmed to Rowan, your body healed itself before, it's doing it again. Your body knows exactly what to do. Your body knows exactly what to do. Your body knows exactly what to do. And again, it's healed. His body knows how to take care of himself, and he's been trying to tell me that for years in regards to his teeth. And it's become, my husband and I are now on the same page that we don't give food any weight. Whether, we don't tell them that this is going to make them feel this way. We don't say, if you eat this, this is going to happen. We don't even say things like, oh, you have to have protein. We don't give any weight to food whatsoever. Because if you do realize, and this has been shown to me very vividly over the past couple of years, that if your body is self-nourishing, self-sustaining, then food really makes very little difference. Right now, as our body are changing from carbon to crystalline, which is something we talk about in the New Earth Mama membership, we need food as a backup battery as we're making this transition and transformation. But food now, for me, it doesn't matter what I eat, it doesn't matter what I don't eat. I can't lose or gain weight anymore due to food. So that is not something we tell our kids, because that's just something else that we were told. Counting calories and eating a certain amount of protein or whatever. Listen to your own body. Don't listen to any doctor, any dietitian, any nutrition. Don't listen to the food guide pyramid. Listen to you. As you're going through this transformation, and if you're on this site watching this video, you are going through a transformation, your body will tell you what it needs to sustain it until it can sustain itself. Oh God, there's just so much to talk about, but I don't want to get too much into it. But yes, we don't indoctrinate our kids anymore with what food how food will or won't affect them. Because when you carry a certain vibration, when you are a certain frequency, you can eat whatever you want or nothing at all, and your body knows exactly what to do. Hallelujah, what freedom there is there. What freedom! You know, if you've been watching my videos, especially the new Earth Mama ones, you know that in the past couple of years I've gained what I call metaphysical weight, like 18 pounds beyond my control. But that's when it came to my attention that, you know, you can do all the tried and true exercises and nutrition, but it won't affect you. You can't gain or lose weight. This weight will come off as I drop the density, as there's more of a partnership with my body, as I'm making more of this transition into crystalline. It will come off on its own and effortlessly. It's a little frustrating that there's nothing I can do to control it, but it's also incredibly freeing that there's nothing I can do to control it. So those are the things that we have to think about and let into our lives, an expansion, especially when it comes to our bodies. You know, and even though I know this, I still am telling my kids, "Oh God, it's cold out. You got to dress up." And then I'm like, "No, no, just let them, just let them figure that out. Maybe they won't get cold." You know, you'll find with the littlest babies, you know, they can self-regulate their temperature. They can, you know, my babies will be throwing off the covers when I'm like, "Ooh." They can self-regulate until we tell them differently. So, and as I said, even if we tell them differently, the kids coming in right now, they know better. They know better. So if we're being challenged in any way, it's because we have to listen to them. They are coming from a place of limitlessness. So we have to remember. We have to remember. And then other things that are not going to fly are traditional schooling, and how we're supposed to live our lives and spend our time. We're supposed to be here to enjoy being in this body, to enjoy all the earthly pleasures that life gives us. And we're supposed to, everybody has a creative genius in us. Everybody has something in them that is what is made of genius. Schools don't bring that out. Do you realize how ridiculous it is to think that we have to learn all the same things? And mostly those things are bullshit. Uh, yeah, the kids aren't going to do that anymore. And that's why you're seeing ADHD, because kids know, I'm not going to sit still and listen to this. It's not because there's an attention problem. It's because that's not how they're supposed to be spending their time. It's why homeschooling's on the rise, or unschooling, which is what I do with my kids. What I do with my kids would be called radical unschooling, because we do very, very little school stuff at all. I let them follow their own passions and develop their own interests and follow whatever they want. And that's where the learning and the creative genius comes. I'm not going to say I'm totally confident doing what I'm doing, because what I'm talking about is a huge paradigm shift. And it takes a huge leap of faith. And most days I'm like, oh my God, am I doing the right thing? Oh my God. Oh my God. But I'm just trusting that, you know, I'm doing exactly what they need me to do. They chose me for a reason. And they are great, wonderful kids. I'm so proud of their character. And they might not be able to do all the things the kids in school do, but they're happy kids, and they play with each other. They know how to interact on a higher level. We talk about these things. This is the thing we talk about. We talk about freedom of our bodies and how we're going to be able to fly someday, or teleportation or telekinesis. We talk about those things. We talk about lots of other things they don't talk about in school. And so that's something to keep in mind when your kids come earthside, or if they're already here and you're having some challenges. It's because the old ways aren't going to fly anymore. We're all waking up to the fact that the way things are right now, it doesn't make sense. These kids are coming in with more of what makes sense, and it is of a limitless nature. So just let this ruminate, but look at your body and realize, so my body is actually supposed to self-heal, self-whole, self-correct, self-rebalance, self-sustain, self-nourish. We shouldn't even have to think about our health, just like we don't think about our heart beating. our bodies know what to do, and we just have to remind ourselves, reprogram that, and then reaffirm that to our children when they come, just so they don't forget. They don't forget. So, anyway, if you've stuck with me till now, congratulations. There's a brave, new, exciting world ahead of us. I don't know what it looks like, but I know it looks very different than what we're living now. And it should be exciting. See you later.